You know what? I think that's a terrible idea.
Recently, Baron Corbin and Braun Strowman seemed to be at each other's throats on social media as Strowman tweeted some controversial statements that resulted in Corbin flying in out of nowhere to put up a fight.
Welcome to Monday Night Braun.
If you want to learn more about what Braun Strowman said and why, be sure to stick around till the end of the video. Let's get right into it. First up, what did Braun Strowman say? Braun Strowman hasn't been a fan favorite in recent times, mostly due to his antics on the popular social media platform Twitter. He was calling out smaller wrestlers and poking fun at them. He also went on to talk about how he was the greatest big man the sport of pro wrestling had ever seen. Talk about being full of yourself, eh? It's safe to say that most fans did not appreciate his arrogant behavior and were quick to shut him down. From what we can tell, once the big man started seeing how much hate he was getting, he quickly realized that this isn't good for publicity and decided to backtrack on his statements. After it was all said and done, Strowman decided to carry out the big reveal. He told his followers that it was all a big joke he'd carried out at their expense. We don't know what he was trying to achieve here, but sympathy was something he wouldn't be getting anytime soon. Apart from fans, he also received major blowback from other wrestlers as well. Anyway you look at this whole fiasco, this wasn't a very well thought move on the big man's part, and we're sure that if he could take it all back, he would do so in a heartbeat. We're sure that idea sounded great in his head, but when put on paper, it fell apart fairly quickly. We'll just have to wait and see where this situation manages to go. Next up, why did Baron Corbin get involved? It seems like the fans weren't the only people who got offended by Braun Strowman's comments, as hate poured in from all sides. Other popular wrestlers decided to weasel their way into the fight too. Braun had to fight off the likes of Mustafa Ali and Ricochet. However, this week, an even more unlikely face showed up. In comes Baron Corbin, locked and loaded. The man was ready to fight Strowman to the death if it meant protecting the sanctity of his fellow wrestling brethren. Okay, we might be getting a little too dramatic, but you get the point we're trying to make here. It was a pretty unexpected entry into this drama, but hey, it provided us with some much needed entertainment. It also wasn't like Corbin tweeted a few cuss words at Strowman. He took quite a big step. He appeared on the show after the bell and criticized Strowman for backing down. Now, he wasn't angry about what Strowman had said as opposed to the fact that Strowman had decided to twist his words and try to weasel his way out of a bad situation. We have to say, we didn't expect Baron Corbin of all people to get involved in this whole charade. That said, when he did get involved, he went straight for Braun's jugular. The man was a complete savage during his interview on the show, and it showed how passionate he was about not backing down if you have something to say. Coming up, what did Baron Corbin say? Corbin spent most of his interview just trashing Strowman for being a scaredy cat. He talked about how if you're going to say something, you'd better be ready to back it up. He didn't like how Strowman had talked about how he was amazing and all. Then, when he saw the first sign of backlash, he decided to dip before anything got out of hand. We don't know about you, but we feel like Strowman took the wise route. Who knows how many haters he could have amassed if he'd kept talking about how he's the best. He talked about how, after seeing Strowman handle the whole situation, he felt like Strowman didn't believe in what he was saying. It's like the saying goes, practice what you preach. Since Strowman did the exact opposite, Corbin talked about how he was sad that he had resorted to such tactics, just to amass a crowd and ride the wave of controversy. In his opinion, a real man would have stood tall and backed up his opinions. He believes that Braun shouldn't have treated it like any other publicity stunt. Corbin then went on to talk about how he wouldn't have done something like this, even if the opportunity was staring right at him. Baron Corbin has a sense of dignity that not many wrestlers seem to have. It does the job though. We're sure the fans started seeing him in a more positive light than before. We're interested to see where this situation goes. Finally, who's in the right? This is not an easy one to answer. See, both men are talking about how they believe they are in the right. We don't normally pick sides, so we aren't about to start now. Regardless, we'll go ahead and give you a rundown on both perspectives, and you can decide for yourself. So let's take a look at Braun Strowman first. If what he said is to be taken literally, then we have to remember that it was all a joke. The goal of this whole episode was to ruffle a few feathers and rile a bunch of people up. We think it's safe to say that it worked, and Braun Strowman managed to make headlines. On the other hand, we have Baron Corbin. The man was clearly expressing himself and how he felt about the latest incident with Strowman. He felt like the way Braun played the whole scenario out was not at all dignified and was more of a desperate move? Well, one thing is clear, neither is the biggest fan of the other right now. Now, let's take a look at how the fans reacted to WWE changing a popular theme song. First up, what song did the WWE change and why? The WWE pulled a risky move and changed a popular entrance song for a wrestler. The wrestler in question is Johnny Gargano. Now, his original theme song was the song Rebel Heart. The theme song was originally sung by a female lead, however, this new version of the song had a male touch to it. We think it's safe to say that people didn't enjoy it as much as the original. This new version of the song was produced and recorded by CFO$, who is a popular songwriting and producing duo. In the past, they've worked with the WWE to produce a lot of classic entrance songs we jam out to today. So we guess the WWE thought it was time for a change and brought these guys in to carry out a much needed revamp. Well, fans didn't take to the whole redo very kindly, so like always, the fans took to Twitter to express their discomfort and anger at how bad the new theme song was. There was also a barrage of memes and GIFs thrown the WWE's way. Next up, how did the fans feel about this? From what we can tell, the fans had no problems voicing their opinions on how bad the new entrance song was. While we don't think it's a bad theme song, the fact that they took a class and changed it around like that may be a key reason in understanding why the fans were so mad. We think it's safe to say Twitter was the #1 app in the world among wrestling fans these past few weeks. Some fans were simply angry and believed that the WWE had committed the sports equivalent of blasphemy when it came to the new theme song. Other fans found humor in the situation and decided to make a large number of memes and GIFs poking fun at the situation. Whether you agree with the haters or the trolls, there's no denying the fact that this may not have been the smartest move on the WWE's part. Finally, was changing the theme song worth it? In our opinion, we'd say yes, because regardless of whether the fans hated the new song or enjoyed it, the controversy surrounding the whole thing allowed the WWE to make headlines and come back into the spotlight, if not for a small period. If you look at things from that perspective, you'll quickly realize that while it wasn't a good decision if they wanted to gain a larger fandom, it was awesome from a business point of view thanks to it gaining them a whole lot more fame. We're excited to see what else the WWE can bring to the table as this year goes on. Unlike other professional sports, the WWE doesn't have a season or an off-season. While it's a unique aspect of the sport, it also helps them in other departments by allowing the fans to watch their favorite wrestlers on TV without having to wait for a new season to start. Well, that's a wrap for this video. How do you think the Corbin vs. Strowman saga will end? Please let us know in the comments below, and while you're down there, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos just like this. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.